All right, on this last page, you just have to match these answers to the problems. So we're going to go through and we're going to solve this problem. This is that rule, that zero product property rule, where you kind of get to split this into two answers, where you get x minus 4 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. I have things multiplying together and making them equal to 0. We know that one of those things must be 0, so we're going to see what happens if we make each of them 0. I'm not done here. I need to add 4 to both sides because I need to solve for x. I get x equals 4, or I add 2 to both sides and I get x equals 2. I know I did it right if my answer is set above, and it is. For 7, I'd choose D. If you chose C, you would be wrong, because it is 2 answers here. Number 8. Hey, bud, I'm recording right now. You want to come back later?
Oh, because I was going to tell you that I'm not going to be here because I'm getting this cut out.
Perfect. I've got review videos all up online.
Okay. All right, bye.
Bye. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. So we've got number 8 going on. We're trying to solve for x. The first thing I need to do is go through and solve my parentheses. 3x plus 5 minus 4x equals negative 2x minus 8 plus x. All I did was multiply through and distribute. Now there are several ways for you to go through and finish up this problem. For me, I'm going to solve by combining like terms. So I've got 3x minus 4x gives me a negative x plus 5. I've got negative 2x plus x gives me a negative x minus 8. I like to get my x's together first. So I'm going to add x's to both sides. When I do that, my x's cancel out and I get really scared. It's okay. I get 5 equals negative 8. And I ask you, is that true or false? You should know that this is false. And if it is not true, then there is no solution. This was like somebody telling you something false. There was no solution to it. Last but not least, we're looking at number 9. I've got to distribute into parentheses. I get 15x minus 5 equals 15x minus 5. Some of you are stellar, and you can tell me right now, that's totally equal, Ms. Dorker. I know it. Some of you need to go a little farther. I like to put my x's together first, which means we canceled out our x's, which is a little scary, but it's okay. I've got negative 5 equals negative 5, and that is true. If it's true, then it is always true, and there are infinite solutions. If it's true, then it's always true, and there are infinite solutions. Or B, all real numbers. So there were 2 extra things in there that I threw in there to throw you off. They're not all going to be used. It's just 3 problems. For number 10, we're going through and we're using their instructions to go ahead and solve our equation. The first one's given to us. The second one says distribute the negative 2. I get 3x minus 6 minus 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 makes a positive 2. 2x minus 11. It asks you to use the distributive property again. This means that those of you who like to combine like terms here, you cannot. We're trying to see if you can follow directions. At some point in your life, your boss is going to ask you to do something a certain way, and you're going to like to do it a different way. You still have to do it the way they asked you to. 3x minus 6 plus 2x minus 2. All I did was change all those signs. Distributed the negative. It asks you to do the commutative property. For some of us, we forget what that means. We're like, oh, I don't know. So the next one down tells you to combine like terms. If I combine like terms here, that's what I'd want to put together, those x's and then the numbers. So what if I rewrote this so that it looked nice and neat? That's our commutative property, is moving the numbers around to make it look nice and neat. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to combine like terms. I've got 3x plus 2x gives me 5x. I've got negative 6 minus 2 gives me negative 8. And the other side stays. It says, please use the subtraction property. I love to solve for my x's first. Move the x's around. For me, I'm going to move that 2x, not the 5x, because it's smaller, it's easier to move. This gives me 3x minus 8 equals negative 11. It tells me to use the addition property. I am not going to add negative 11 to both sides. I am going to add 8 to both sides. The whole point is to get x by itself, so I've got to move the 8 away from that x. I end up with negative 3 here. Then it says use the division property. I'm trying to get x alone. I'm not going to divide by negative 3. I'm just going to divide by 3. I get x equals negative 1. Ignore my bell. That's the end of brunch. I've got one last problem for you. It says what values of k make the equation have infinitely many solutions? You are going to distribute. 2x minus 2k equals 2x plus 20. I like to get my x's together. Subtract 2x, subtract 2x. I get negative 2k equals 20. My x's are gone. So I need to make this true. How? I'm solving for k now. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. K equals negative 10. So my x's cancel. I end up with another variable. I need to make that true, so I need to go solve for that variable. And that's it. That's what your test looks like. And good luck.